Welcome back, everybody. My name is Token D Rock. It is Wednesday, June 8th, 10:36 a.m. If you're watching the stream live, overall crypto market cap is sitting right around $1.25 trillion. Bitcoin dominance and ETH dominance right around the same place. Bitcoin dominance being right at 46.5%. ETH dominance sitting at 17.5%. See, Bitcoin is oscillating right around 30,500. Ethereum sitting right above 1,800. BNB recovering a little bit at 292, 293. Cardano going on a little bit of a rally. Past 24 hours up to 66 cents right now. Overall, not too much has changed in the crypto market in the past 24 hours. You can see Bitcoin since the beginning of the day was trading right around 31,400. Ultimately, the bulls lost control and we were brought down below 30,000 just briefly. But the bulls are fighting tooth and nail to get above the line of support right around 30,650. Again, it looks like we're kind of due for a rally to the upside and some capacity, but obviously, if this breaks down, we're kind of just retesting this level back here that we were at just about 6 days ago, the previous time we were here. But ultimately, we kind of broke down from there. Again, I think we are going to see some sort of rally. Will it go as high as we would like it to? I unfortunately don't think so. I don't think we're going to, get above 32.9 or 34 grand. That would really surprise me. And we do still have a long way to go, you guys, before we're back above 40K, kind of trading in the zone that we were at just roughly a month or two ago. Still got some progress to go, but nonetheless, just in, U.S. Senator Cynthia Lummis, or Lummis, depending on how you pronounce it, America has crossed the chasm. Bitcoin will not be banned. Michael Saylor says if Bitcoin is not going to zero, then it's going to million. Let's watch this clip from Michael Saylor.
You've made a significant bet on Bitcoin. So if all of this maturity occurs and if you see all of this flush cash getting wiped out of the system, this, in a sense, leveraged money, could that then be that you see Bitcoin coming down considerably and just not ever reaching any kind of particular lofty height, and then you stand to lose quite significantly?
We don't see it that way. We actually see it the opposite, which is the big question forever has been, is this real? And if it's real, is it going to be banned? The deniers said this wasn't real. And of course, they're being discredited as the administration and Congress and regulators embrace Bitcoin. And the skeptics have always said, well, it's real. It's better than gold, but it's so good. It's too good to be true. And the government's going to ban it. So if the deniers are wrong and if the skeptics are wrong, and it's pretty obvious they're both wrong at this point, it's not going to zero. And if it's not going to zero, it's going to a million, because it's obviously better than gold at everything that gold wants to be. And if it was just worth what gold's worth, it'd be 500,000 a coin. So I really think we crossed the chasm there. With the bill that was put on the Capitol floor today by two senators, a Democrat and a Republican, and with Janet Yellen's speech at American University April 7th, where she recited the legend of Satoshi Nakamoto and explained why digital assets are critical to the future of the United States. I think now that that's happened, people are realizing that this is a real thing that's going to be with us. And Bitcoin is, like it or not, it's unique. There really is no network in the world that has its level of adoption or its level of security. And if I put $500 billion on the table and gave it to you and said, create another one, you couldn't create another Bitcoin for $500 billion right now. So I'm very bullish about where we're headed from here.
And so am I. And that's the whole point of this video. The times are changing. A lot of bullish sentiment, you guys. 37% of people polled want governments to legalize Bitcoin. Very cool stuff. Just in, another spot Bitcoin ETF has launched in Australia. We can see the Aussies are a little bit ahead of the US when it comes to regulation. As you can see, they have a spot Bitcoin ETF. As soon as one goes live here in the US, things are going to explode. Look at this. Addresses with 10,000 Bitcoin are still increasing, typically bullish. So we can see we kind of bottomed out here, which was the lowest we've been since roughly, almost like 2013, 2014. But the amount of addresses that are holding over 10,000 Bitcoin continues to grow. Again, very, very bullish sentiment. 65% of Bitcoin supply last active 1 year ago at all-time highs. HODL gang, the people who bought Bitcoin over a year ago are still holding strong, at least almost 2/3 of them. And it just goes to show you that there's a growing need and demand for Bitcoin. More and more people are realizing that it is a real hedge against inflation. It is digital gold, etc. Switch things over. We have China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs saying it makes sense that disinformation governance board faces skepticism since the U.S. government is the top starter of disinformation. Not siding with China, but they are kind of, again, saying the loud part out loud. They're saying the quiet part out loud, sorry. And there's some truth to this. The U.S., between the various news outlets, does create quite the propaganda for its citizens, myself included. I probably believe half the propaganda out there without realizing it. But in other news, we have end all sanctions and the blockade. We have anti-war activists joined LA community organizers for a People's Summit banner drop over the Cesar Chavez Bridge in solidarity with all the people who suffer under U.S. sanctions and blockades. And that's the other thing. I'm going to play a clip of Russell Brand later, but basically talks about how these sanctions aren't really hurting Putin and the higher ups in Russia and other countries like we intend these sanctions to do. They're hurting everyday people like you and myself included, and people abroad across the globe. So these sanctions need to end. We need to end the blockade. We need to alleviate the supply chain issues and not contribute to them. But here's an interesting thing. General Motors CEO admits electric vehicles charged on natural gas. This is what's comical about the huge push for EVs. Are either going to be charged via the burning of coal, power plants, or natural gas, which is not very green. So there's this whole Green New Deal, this whole push for EVs is kind of a farce. Kind of doesn't make sense. Listen to this.
So what's charging the batteries right now? What's the source of
Well, here. It's coming from the building.
I mean,
coming from the building.
What source of power?
Oh, actually, Lansing feeds the building.
Oh, Lansing feeds the building.
Lansing feeds power to the building. So I don't know.
They're
I bet you they're a bit of coal.
Bit of
on
coal.
natural gas, aren't they?
Natural
right now the
gas.
car's charging off of your grid.
Right. It would be charging off our grid, which is about 95% coal.
No.
About 95% coal. So again, this whole push for green energy and stuff is a bit of a farce. Again, not every American and people across the board cannot afford an electric vehicle. It's kind of silly to just say, just buy a $50,000 electric vehicle if you're complaining about gas prices. It's like, okay, but you realize our country as a whole, the U.S., does not have the infrastructure to charge electric vehicles. Like millions, we're talking tens of millions of electric vehicles. It's just not going to happen. In other news, again, rules for thee, but not for me. All charges have reportedly been dropped against Paul Pelosi for his DUI crash just about a week ago. And we have a gif of Nancy Pelosi clapping away, the fact that her husband can't follow the laws and the laws don't apply to him. They live on a different playing field again. In other news, we have McDonald's in Marana, Arizona, got rid of human cashiers. Your only option is to use the self-serve kiosk. Giant step backwards for our society. Takes roughly 20 minutes to order $57 worth of food. And he lists them right here. A quarter pounder burger, not meal, is $6.50 in Joe Biden's economy. Bring back the humans. It is kind of weird to see these kiosks popping up in various fast food retailers around the country. Again, not too many people are going to McDonald's or fast food looking for a job. Wages have stayed relatively stagnant, and the cost has gone up significantly. So a lot of people are kind of caught in a pickle. Like, do I go back to work and just settle for $10 to $15 an hour potentially? Obviously, wages might be a little bit lower if you're in, say, middle of Missouri or Oklahoma or something. I don't know, like one of those states that are a little bit less populated, more rural. But nonetheless, I'm going to play this clip of Russell Brand because I think it is relatively relevant, and I think you guys need to hear this.
I've made a lot of mistakes. I've been wrong many times, but I'm beginning to think I'm right about this. The mainstream media is not your friend. The culture is not your friend. The government is not your friend. Big business is not your friend. They are operating collegiately in unison to create a set of systems that are beneficial to them and disadvantage you. I've made a lot of mistakes.
It's very true. I mean, look at the gas prices, you guys, and then on top of that, you have huge push for EV, electric vehicles. Again, I'm not against progressing and advancing technology and stuff like that, but the rate at which they're pushing us is a little suspicious, a little suspect. And it's typically when they're pushing something so hard, whether it's a medical procedure or electrical vehicles, you can guarantee that it is not in your best interest. They have everything to gain from pushing forward with these policies because they can afford a $50,000 electrical vehicle. And just to end on a bright note, I'll play this. It's kind of comical. Just trying to get everyone on the Bitcoin boat. The no coiners. They're just like, whatever. It's raining. No big deal. The Bitcoin holders know what's up. The Fed's raising interest rates.
Everyone's on the ark now! We should get on the ark. I agree. I think we should be on the ark also. I'm cold, I'm wet, I'm going home.
They don't know what to do, man. And that's the thing. A lot of people are going to be complaining in a few years' time that they should have bought some Bitcoin. They should have gotten on the Bitcoin arc. But a lot of people are going to realize way too late. Again, look at all these countries. You had El Salvador legalizing Bitcoin, Central African Republic legalizing Bitcoin as legal tender. Bitcoin was fueling a lot of Ukrainians escaping their country from the invasion with Putin and Russia. And again, it's a fleet of safety. So, and the unfortunate thing about it is a lot of people are not going to realize until it's late. And that's the thing. People are freaking out over, a 45% decline in Bitcoin's price, even though just yesterday we were talking about how, what is it? Netflix is down over 66% year to date compared to Bitcoin, which is down roughly, I believe. Here we can take a quick look. Year to date, Bitcoin is down 36%. Not too heavy. I don't know. Personally, I'd rather hold Bitcoin over Netflix. And again, guys, it's just a matter of time until all these companies, these big businesses, these institutions hop into the game and start buying up Bitcoin or accepting Bitcoin, just like Chipotle did last week. But that about does it for today's stream, you guys. I will do a Voyager video tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, so stay tuned for that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're over on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be notified when we go live next. If you'd like to earn up to $50 in free Bitcoin, click the link down below for Voyager. Deposit $100, get trading with that $100, and within a few weeks, you get $50 free in Bitcoin. Got a little promotion over on Binance and FTX US as well. So go use those links. Again, same ordeal. Deposit $100, get trading, and within a few weeks, you get $10 free in USD to trade. So there's that. Not to mention FTX. Depending on certain trades, you might get some free crypto. So there's that. And if you would like to earn some Bitcoin on everyday purchases, go sign up with BlockFi's Visa Signature Rewards card that awards you up to 3% back in Bitcoin for your first 3 months to use the card. After that, it goes down to 1.5%. But telling you guys, these Satoshis are going to count big time moving forward and into the future. So until tomorrow, guys, I hope all of you have a wonderful day. Take care and invest wisely.